We got a new little baby born this morning. It's a little girl. Look how cute she is. Hi. Good job, Mama. This is a big baby. Yeah. It's a big baby. We got baby turkeys. This mama was laying on like 21 eggs, and today came out and one was just peeking its head out like this one, and I see it. And I think we just counted 14. I tried to take out all the eggs.
I think there was 5
shells.
eggs left.
5 eggs that hadn't completely. I know 2 of them were pipping or zipping. So
Zipping?
like they had zipped the whole shell. So fun, and she's happy as a clam, but she don't like it when we're here.
Yeah.
How can they just be born and be out? Mama wants to give herself a dust bath in the driveway. Do you have all your chickies with you? Oh. Alright, it's kind of a mess here in the greenhouse at the moment. I've been planting some starts on some sunflowers and squash and such. So I've got all that started over here. These are poppies. And I just wanted to show you this actually. This is a peach, a contender peach. I saved the seeds or some pits like this. I saved them last summer when we had bought some, and then I put them in the refrigerator for a while, and then I put them in some soil. I don't know if I put soil in first or just, I think I had them in the fridge for a while, then I put soil in them like in the winter. And then what I did, I think I had 6 of them in here. And then what I did is I saw that they weren't doing anything, just like this one isn't doing anything. So I cracked it open, and then you can see this is what's inside the peach pit. This is the actual seed that's in the peach pit. I had this bag on the grow mats and under the light, and with the starts, I took it out of the refrigerator because it was in the refrigerator for a while. But then I had it on the grow lights. Oh, here's another pit. Anyway, this is what I actually wanted to show you. I have one little peach tree, and this is what it looks like. And I am so enamored by the whole thing and the process, and I decided today is the day I'm going to pot this. So I'm going to put it in this pot today and watch it grow, and once it outgrows this pot, then we'll just get bigger pots. But I'm so excited to be able to grow my own peach tree, contender peach. I actually might want to crack these open and see if they'll do anything. This one here was kind of a dud. Some of them were duds. Some of them actually kind of rotted and got soft. You know, the seed got soft. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share. So we had to put the turkeys inside. I built this little makeshift. It kind of looks like a nativity scene, but it'll keep the turkeys in and safe. Mama turkey was just bringing them everywhere, and I thought, oh, the cows are being let out, so that's why everybody's mooing. But I just thought it would be safer if the babies can stay kind of cooped up. I may end up putting something to keep cats out, maybe some chicken wire on the sides and stuff, but I still want Mom to get in and out, so I don't know yet what I'm gonna do.
So today we're at one of our fields. This field here we chopped corn off last fall.
And then we no-tilled a ryegrass into it, an annual ryegrass. And the Gulf is the variety of ryegrass that we worked into it, or no-tilled into it. Because you can see it's greened up nice. It's about 6 to 8 inches tall, but we hauled manure on it all since last fall. So it's a combination, kind of a cover crop to soak up the nutrients from the manure. And right now we're trying out the Athens disc that we bought in a previous video. In a previous video we showed bringing the disc home, and the disc did need a little bit of work. We had to replace some of the front blades because they were wore down. They were like at 18 inches and I'd like them 22 inches. So that got done, and then basically went through it, made sure all the bearings were good, greased everything, and it needed both hydraulic cylinders leaked on it, so we got that fixed also. And this tractor that we're running on it is the one that we just purchased a couple months ago. It's a 7495 Massey, and it's 180 horse. It's got a few hours on it, but it has the high-speed transmission. It does 33 miles an hour. So we're using that the first time for really any work. We haven't done really anything with it since we gotten it. I mean, we've drove it around the yard and stuff like that. But so we made as you notice on the front, we made a weight bracket that is 1,000 pounds. So or it came out to be 1,000 pounds, but yeah, we made a weight bracket for it. So, but we've never run an offset disc, and we're curious just how it's working, and it seems to be ripping up the ground pretty good. And even though that this here is chopped off corn stalks and cover crop, it seems to be blending it in pretty well. This farm is like 80 acres, minus out buildings and a ditch that runs through it, and a couple houses. But on the other side of the ditch, you'll see a nice green field. That's a cover crop that was planted for the purpose. It's cereal rye, and we're going to harvest that for seed. We spread 50 pounds of actual nitrogen to the acre a couple weeks ago. It'll be about 2 weeks ago, and it's looking pretty good. Couple spots look a little yellow or green yet, but otherwise it's looking pretty nice. And we seeded that. I like to seed at like 300 pounds of rye seed to the acre, because I like it nice and thick, and that way we get a lot of straw off it, a lot of volume, because I more want the volume for straw. So that's that field.
Well, I just got finished plowing up this new garden area. I was gonna do a no-till, but I realized, we have incredibly hard clay, and it might have been a little bit too wet yet to plow up, and maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but I don't know, it worked out pretty good. And so what I'm gonna probably end up doing is making like raised rows, and then probably do no-till for it next year. So I have to make my rows, and I started doing that in my other garden, which is over here. I have 2 rows of brassicas already planted. I have 3 rows of potatoes here. These are a russet type long day. They're good keeper potatoes. So I've got 3 rows of them, and I still have some more to plant, so I probably can do 2 more rows, and maybe I'll end up doing some of it over here, because this is a lot bigger than I really thought. So, and then brassicas, and then I don't have anything planted in this one, but you can see that I held it up, and I'm gonna do no-till for this next year too. So what I'll do is like wood chips or grass clippings or something in the walkways, and then next year, if it breaks down enough, I'll put that on top as like a mulch, and we'll just do that year after year, and that will help amend the soil too. So I did also work this area up here. This is really clay here yet too. Yeah, it's probably too wet again. Last year I kind of did that, and I kicked myself that I worked it too wet. And when you work it too wet, then you get these big clumps, and it's hard to get rid of these like this. And once this dries out, it's not gonna just crumble, it'll just dry out into a clump. It's hard to describe, but it's a hard clump. And anyway, so I probably was jumping the gun too much here too, but anyway, I wanted to get it done. These are my poor looking garlic. So yeah, the turkeys kind of demolished those last fall when I planted them. They unplanted them several times, and yeah, it is what it is. But this has got a lot of lettuce, like this lettuce. We got little lettuces, and honestly, I found lettuce at the store, just one plant, for like $5, almost $6 per plant, and I thought that is ridiculous. And I don't mind people buying starts, but I feel like the companies are just really taking advantage of people, especially when you buy lettuce. I mean, this could make one head, and for $6 a head, I just can't. It just doesn't justify. So I just feel like I can buy a whole packet, and it'll be years and years of lettuce for me, really. So I've got collards, and I have kale, I have onions, and I have Swiss chard. So that's what the garden's looking like so far. It's a work in progress, of course. I have lettuce. No, I don't. I have celery from last year. It came back. So I'm going to let it go for a while. I do have celery in the greenhouse. I have just a sneak peek of the greenhouse. I have the curtain open on the west side. It probably needs to be closed here soon because it's cooling off. But today it was so hot in there. And I know the plants loved it, but everything's looking good. Everything's waiting to go outside.